Good morning, Chunbo here with discussion board number 3. My issue picked here is identity forming in the gap of two competing cultural backgrounds. And the case is my son, my older son. His presenting problem, if I were to send him to any counselor, would be that he had a hard time struggling to find his own identity in the adolescent years, especially facing the pull from two uniquely different cultures. One is from the parents, the Chinese cultural background. The other is from the mainstream U.S. Western cultures that he faces daily in school. From the Chinese culture perspective, we have different parental expectations. Obedience is a big thing, while for the Western families, it's obviously lesser of a thing. The theory I picked is Erik Erikson's psychosocial stages. And as I placed my son's situation across these different stages, I figured that his first 4 stages were pretty well handled. And he was able to form a relatively secure attachment style. He was independent, he was very outgoing, and he took initiatives very well. And through the 3rd stage and the 4th stage, he was very competent in school academically and in extracurricular activities. However, when his adolescence hit in the number 5th stage, the parental expectations and his own understanding, his worldview, were conflicted quite a bit. It mainly revolves independence versus obedience. Looking back, I realized that we had a different kind of independence expectation on him. On taking actions, making smaller decisions, we wanted him to be independent. But in terms of bigger directions and principles, we wanted him to be obedient. Actually, these 2 features were not compatible, and this was a very bad parental expectation error. We didn't realize that, especially my husband's perspective. He was always right, and he almost felt like he had the right to expect certain things. And he was shocked when those expectations were unmet. So from a theoretical perspective, Erikson said, if conflicts in one stage was not resolved, it may hinder progress in future development in future stages. And per my reflection, I feel that besides this, it also backfires on earlier stages. In my case, my son started to question what happened in the earlier stages, questioning the autonomy, the trust, and even his competence. His mistrust on us is primarily in the direction of untrust. For example, when choosing a college or a major, when I proposed physical therapy, which was pretty good an option given his interest and background, but he downright refused. He said, just because you proposed it, I'm just not gonna do it. That's a pretty big challenge in terms of mistrust and independence. Reflecting, now let me put on my counselor cap. If I have a client with similar issues, I would pick these 2 techniques. Number 1 is the time capsule. Basically, if you were able to take a time machine and travel back to your earlier years, where would you want to go? That will help me to identify the stage in which the conflict started to arise. And number 2 is the empty chair from the Gestalt theory, to focus on the here and now, what's biggest in your mind in terms of a concern, a conflict. Can be a person, can be a feeling, can be a relationship. We put that in the empty chair and we can together process it. Last, reflection and self-awareness. I feel like the parents' unresolved conflicts from the previous stages may also reflect and project into the kids' stages for similar issues like mine on independence. And self-awareness, I thought about my attachment style, and I also have mistrust issues, but not on the untrust, but more on the overly trusting side. And I had abandonment issues in the infancy period, even though I don't remember. It may not be like I wasn't abandoned, but from time to time, there's no one to care for me. All those experiences, I probably didn't remember. I don't remember, but my subconscious and my body and my mind remembered, and they resurfaced when I raised my kid in a subconscious way, and didn't project well. Well, that's my discussion. Cultural differences are a big thing, and they should be really taken care of during our intake if we do counsel a kid. All right, thank you.